Magnet television.
Magnet television.
Magnet television.
You're watching Magnet television because what else are you going to do?
Hi, this is Patton.
And I'm Austin.
It's hard to pick a favorite song because it kind of depends on your mood and your time of, like, your lifetime. I think today my favorite song is Hanky Panky by Tommy James and the Shondells.
Mine is probably Don't Think Twice, It's Alright by Bob Dylan, or Backstreet's Back Alright by the Backstreet Boys. Probably Graceland by Paul Simon or Astral Weeks by Van Morrison. Those were the first two albums I remember hearing. The first album I ever bought with my own money and had on a cassette tape that changed my life was Millennium by Backstreet Boys. It's really good.
I think the album that changed my life the most was the first album that I ever got someone to buy for me, which is unlike I don't want to get the year wrong, but whatever year it was that it came out, my godmother bought me American Idiot by Green Day, and it was the first music that I ever owned, and I thought it was like the most important shit I ever heard at the time.
It stands up today.
It stands up to the test of time. You know, all that stuff about holidays, that still happens.
I've always kind of thought of you as the Jesus of suburbia type.
I like that one. The last tour that we were doing, when we were out in like San Francisco, some of these dudes about our age from the San Francisco Electricians Union came to the show, and they'd come to a bunch of our shows, and I kept talking every time about how badly I wanted to see the Rolling Stones, and we were like covering Sweet Virginia every night. And one of the dudes came up to me after the show, and he's like, "Hey, I got a proposition for you." And I was like, "Listen, man." And he was like, No. I will buy you a ticket to see the Rolling Stones in Santa Clara tomorrow, and you can come with me and my friends. And that, I think, seeing the Rolling Stones last year was the best show I've ever seen in my whole life. I couldn't believe that they were like 80 years old and still just totally had it. And Mick Jagger with his new heart still just pumping, really running around. It's amazing.
Oh, I wasn't there, but I heard it was great, and all of us a few years prior to us playing Bonnaroo saw Jack White, and I think we were all equally astounded at that. He had many class quotes. I think he did like 2 encores, where his original set was an hour and a half, and he played for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the more astounding shows I've ever seen. And also playing Bonnaroo in 2019 was a really incredible experience, because all of us had formative years there as the band, and also even in pre-band years volunteering and just going as music fans. And we were really, really blessed to have like a really incredible time. And there were a lot of people there, a lot of supportive new faces, a lot of familiar faces, and that was a really incredible experience.
Yeah, that was sick. Me and Brose, we both volunteered there because we couldn't afford to buy tickets when we were in college, and it was kind of amazing to like go there from being a volunteer camping to the next time we were there being like playing on one of the big tents like at night right after that country super jam where they ended
with the Grand Ole Opry, and we had to follow Old Crow Medicine Show doing Wagon Wheel.
They did Old Town Row and then Wagon Wheel, and we're just backstage like, fuck, man, we can't follow this. We can't follow Wagon Wheel. But we tried our best, and we had a really good time. Been embarrassed a lot of times. I think there was on Halloween last year, we were playing in Washington, D.C. with White Reaper. We were on tour with them, and we thought it would be funny if we kind of didn't really come up with Halloween costumes, so at the last second, everyone just kind of went and picked out some costumes real quick, and the only costume available was babies. It was a bunch of adult diapers, so we all went, dressed up as babies in diapers for the show, and Catfish like had a pacifier in and stuff, and we were pretty convinced that when we walked out on stage as babies, everyone was going to think it was really funny, and everyone was going to be laughing, and it was going to be like just really funny. But maybe DC's just kind of a serious town. Sometimes I get that feeling. Maybe it's a little paranoid with all the FBI and the CIA and everything like that. And I think when we walked out, I was expecting laughter, and it was just kind of like dead eyes, just staring like.
I think there was also something of a lack of congruency because Shaun was Colonel Sanders and not a baby at all. And Patton was a king.
And I didn't realize that king costume kind of made me look like
it was kind of more like
the Pope or something.
It was very Vatican-y.
Yeah, and might have sent a weird message.
And so between like 5 babies, a Colonel Sanders, and a Pope, it was a very confusing message that perhaps could be interpreted as politically charged,
though not intended to be.
But also with babies.
Yeah, adult babies.
Big babies.
This is Patton.
And this is Austin.
From the Nude Party, and you are watching Magnet Television.
Cine.